smart city is viewed as a city which is able to use its resources on an optimal level and infusion of technology into it so that we are able to conserve the resources for the future generation. That is what makes a city smart. The core infrastructure on which these smart city services or smart city solutions are going to ride. That is something which is a core principle which needs to be established. For instance, if we want to provide various ICT driven services, then it is important that the core backbone in terms of connectivity, in terms of those edge devices is available. And these kind of core principles need to be adhered to create that infrastructure on which these smart solutions will ride. Our smart city cannot be visualized without its citizens, and I think that is one of the important aspects which has been very clearly identified and acknowledged as part of the 100 Smart City mission. So when you see that the way the entire smart city proposals were prepared by the cities, citizen engagement was one of the critical aspects which was being looked upon. Cities have reached out to their citizens and they have used various channels, both internet-based channels as well as physical channels, door-to-door surveys, using those schools, seminars and various kind of competitions to spread that awareness so that citizens are aware of what their city administrators are planning in terms of the smart city and taking their feedback with respect to what are the key problem areas and what are the kind of technology interventions that they are planning to address those needs. And then based on that, prioritization was done by the cities and then the financial viability was undertaken. And that is how the entire smart city conceptualization happened. The technology-led transformation of our transportation problems is something which is required. Smart traffic lights, easy access to public transportation, common card usage across all public transportation so that citizens do not have to worry about various payment mechanisms that exist across the plethora of public transportation that is available. A common card which can be used in metro, buses as well as the private cabs. So those are the kind of interventions which are going to give that ease of usage for the end citizen. At the same time, the citizens are also required to get that benefit so that they start using it. So it is not something which will happen in isolation. Smart transportation implementation merely is not going to solve the problem. It is adoption, and how that adoption is made easy for a citizen is something which is going to play a crucial role. These are the core problems that our cities are grappling with, and that is why if you look at the overall structure, these are the few fundamental basic features which need to be addressed as part of any area-based development, and that is something which not only are under 100 Smart City Challenge. This is also as part of the core Amrut program which government has launched, the ambitious Amrut program, in which 500 Indian cities with the population of 1 lakh or above are the ones which are covered, and they are laying quite an emphasis on drinking water, sanitation, drainage, and one important aspect is also creation of one central recreation park, because that is also, we also have to take care of the people's health as well. Smart city cannot become smart until unless it becomes a resilient city. And for a resilient city, it is very important that all these aspects are mapped onto the map so that the city administrators can visualize these things and do a forecasting how and where city is going to shape up in terms of transport, in terms of water, in terms of various other aspects. So I think geospatial data is going to play a critical role in terms of planning, the future planning, and also in terms of addressing the critical aspects of city governance. These IoT devices are the neurons which are spread across the city, which will sense the beat of the city, and then they will in turn transmit that data to the central command and control center, where that human-based analysis as well as machine analysis will help them to respond to the need of the city. So I would say this is something which is the critical aspect. Our city administrators are very well aware of the needs of the cities. However, what happens that putting that into the context and infusing technology into these concepts is something new. Knowledge sharing platform which government has created, where the best practices of the cities are being shared with other cities. That is something which is helping them to come on board and learn about the initiatives which other cities are taking, not only at the national level but also at the international level. There are various foreign tours that have been organized, learning expeditions have been undertaken by ministry, through which these cities are coming up on board and they are learning about what are the ways in which technology can improve, or technology can act as a force multiplier for them to address the challenges that our cities are facing. With respect to the capacity building of the existing civic authorities is something which has been a big challenge, and ministry has taken up a lot of initiatives, and there is a sustained urban capacity development program which ministry is undertaking to not only to train these people on the technical aspects but also on the financial aspects and as well as the human aspects. When I say human aspect, because all these authorities are directly dealing with the citizens, so it is also very important for them to consider the citizen service at that kind of a stage where it is going to improve the livability of those cities and improve the human life, specifically in urban space.